ZooTampa has a really cool zoo. It is located at Lowry Park, just north of downtown Tampa and northeast of Tampa Airport. In this video, what I want to do is talk about 10 reasons why you definitely should visit ZooTampa. But for numbers 1 and 2, there's going to be a little bit of crossover because I'm also going to compare it with Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens and ZooTampa are very close to each other, and they both offer amazing zoos. So what I want to do is give you a little bit of information that might help you determine which one is right for you. So let's go ahead and hop into the top 10 reasons why you should visit ZooTampa. Number 1, the price is incredible. If you are only going to visit ZooTampa for one day, get your tickets online because you can get them online for about $3 cheaper. Kids 3 through 11 are like $30. Adults 12 and up are like $40. That's if you buy in advance online. If you don't buy in advance online and you go there, then the price for adults is $43 and kids is $33. Now, the nice thing about going to ZooTampa is when you get one ticket at the regular price, that ticket is good to visit for the rest of the year. So for $43 for an adult, you get your ticket and you can continue to go back to ZooTampa all you want for the rest of the year. Same with the kids' price. Now, something worth noting, if you go up to the ticket office, at least this is what happened to myself, Pam, and my daughter, who purchased tickets on separate occasions. If you buy a single day ticket, you have to tell them, I want the one that's good for the rest of the year. If you don't make that specific, there's a good chance that you will get a single day ticket at full price that is not good for the rest of the year. That's what my daughter did. And then when she went back, she goes, hey, I didn't want this one. I wanted the one for the whole year. And then they upgraded. It's basically all they did is they take like a little bit of extra information, like your email or something, but the price and everything is the same. So bottom line, for $43 or for $33 for a child, to visit the zoo as much as you want for the remainder of the year from when you buy your ticket, that's a good deal. Even if you're here just visiting and you're going to see it for one time, it's a cute little place to visit that doesn't cost too much. The tickets are on par with the other aquariums in the area. And the parking is also completely free. Busch Gardens, on the other hand, offers so many ticket options and upgrades that I'm not even going to try to get into it because I will totally lose you. If you want to hear more on Busch Gardens pricing, check out my podcast. The podcast name is Exploring Tampa, Florida and Beyond. On episode 17, I go into that when I purchased my tickets for Busch Gardens. But as a general rule, the ticket price is going to be more than double ZooTampa for the same type ticket. Go once, good for the rest of the year. And parking at Busch Gardens is going to run you $25 every time you park. The number 2 reason to visit ZooTampa is that it is absolutely great for young kids. And that's the other thing I want to compare ZooTampa with Busch Gardens, because ZooTampa might be a much better choice for very young children. And the hours reflect that. The hours as I make this video are 9:30 to 5, 7 days a week. The whole zoo is absolutely perfect for kids, but they have a whole area they call Wallaroo Station in ZooTampa that is a whole kids play area. And inside Wallaroo Station, they have like a water park where kids can play. When I was shooting the pictures for this video here, I got half of it, but on the other side of this water area, they have a lot more to this water park play area, but I didn't want to get my ass whooped, so I just shot this area with no kids. It's a bad look, me over there taking a bunch of pictures of kids playing in the water on the other side, and I'm in there walking around with no kids myself. So I didn't shoot that, but they've got an absolutely awesome kids area over there. Also, the rides are drastically different. Busch Gardens has some rides that could scare the snot out of you, even as an adult. Busch Gardens has like roller coasters. And I'm not going, oh, they got roller coasters. They got roller coasters at Busch Gardens. As a matter of fact, small kids might not even be large enough to ride on the majority of the roller coasters at Busch Gardens. But at ZooTampa, in the kids area and throughout the park, they have a number of really cute little rides that kids might absolutely love. They've got a train that is inside the kids area, kind of just goes in a circle, but it's still pretty cool. On the same theme, they got this thing they call flying bananas or something like that, that the kids get in these like bananas, and kind of reminds me of the rocket ship ride at Disneyland, to be honest with you. It just kind of goes up and then goes in a circle. They got a great little beginner roller coaster for kids in the kids area as well, and it's really cool. I think small kids would absolutely love it. They've got a boat ride in that area that kids' theme rides seem to be going in a circle. And this does the same thing. It goes in a circle. You get in and it goes up and it goes around and it drops and it makes a huge splash. But it doesn't drop too much and too steep to scare kids. And from what I've seen, I mean, ride this at your own risk as far as getting wet is concerned, but it doesn't seem like the people in the boat get super wet at all. They've also got a carousel, again, going in a circle in the central area of the park. And for a zoo, it's got a lot of things that kids would absolutely love. The other thing to point out is comparing ZooTampa with Busch Gardens, there's not a ton of walking to do to get around the park. If you go to Busch Gardens, the parking lots are absolutely huge. And then when you get in the park, there's a lot of walking to do. Now, ZooTampa isn't tiny by any means, but you can get around really easily without just walking your feet off into the dirt doing it. So let's go ahead and move on to number 3 reason to visit ZooTampa. The setup is really, really cute. It has a Disney feel to it. There's like this central courtyard area with several different lands around it. It's got a Asia land, an Africa land, a primate land, a Wallaroo land. The Wallaroo area is their kids area there. And it's got a Florida land there. Last time I was there, I asked an employee if she knew who actually designed the park, because I know that the San Antonio Riverwalk area was actually designed by Disney designers. So I know that they do work outside of the Disney area. And she said, no, this area is actually designed by our own designers. But she said they definitely took ideas from Disney as they were designing the park. And you can see that because it has a big feel of like Magic Kingdom type of idea to it. She said specifically they took ideas from Animal Kingdom, and it's a stretch. But as you look around the park, you can definitely see how the landscaping feel of all the tall trees that give you shade as you walk through the areas and so forth. It's got a good feel. The number 4 reason to visit ZooTampa is that the Florida land, it's kind of cool. Most zoos just give you all different areas with animals, but they specifically have a Florida land that gives visitors a really nice local view of the animals around here, including the cottonmouth, a very poisonous snake, also known as the water moccasin, that is a thing around here in the Tampa area. As a matter of fact, I've already had one very close run-in with a water moccasin. I came so close to getting bit. It was way too close for my comfort. But the Florida area, their water moccasin is in a tank behind glass, like they should be if you're going to be 1 foot away from one of them. But it is an awesome area to show you the local stuff. You can see alligators there. They have a bunch of flamingos there. I love the birds in the area, but I don't see a lot of flamingos running around in the wild around here. So it's kind of cool seeing those. They have a manatee area there. They have a stingray petting pool. They have otter. And in the Florida area, you might just be able to see the Florida panther. Now, the last time I was there to get some shots for this video, much of Florida land, the area they call that, was under construction. So I never saw the Florida panther. There's a sign out front that says that the whole Florida land will be fully open in 2022. So, like the Florida Panthers hockey team, this panther is done for 2021. Don't plan on seeing him again until 2022. Let's hope the lightning didn't take this one out. People in southern Florida are not happy with me for that joke, but hey, make your own video and then you can beat up on the Lightning if your team ever beats ours. All right, moving on. Number 5, the Manatee section in the Florida area is absolutely amazing. They have this area where you come up on it and you can see the manatees in a pool from up above, but then you go down and like there's this underwater section where you can see the manatees swimming underwater. It's really cool. When I was filming this video, they just fed the manatees, and I was there before and saw them like feeding them like a leaf at a time. This person just like chucked all the shredded lettuce in the pool at once, and so it looks like somebody dumped a bunch of fish food in a fish tank. It's just floating all through the air, but normally it is a lot cleaner than this. That whole underwater area where you can see the manatees has a whole aquarium type feel to it. And they've got a number of smaller tanks in there that show you a bunch of other fish that are in the area. That, incidentally, is where they have a lot of the snakes as well. And that's where you would see the water moccasin at. But it's a very cool area that shouldn't be missed. Number 6, the Africa section is really cool. It's a good size Africa section, and they've got zebras in there. They have elephant in there, kind of walking around in the wild, but you can get kind of close to them still. They've got giraffes in there, and there are just a number of different animals that are absolutely amazing, including some huge turtles. They have a section of painted dogs that at first when you see them, you go, oh, those are hyenas, because they look a lot like hyenas with the coloring and so forth. But the painted dogs genetically are actually quite different from hyenas, but they're cute and they're really fun to look at. In the Africa section, they have a tram ride that takes you behind the scenes, so to say, of the African animals, literally behind the scenes. It's like you drive in this thing and it's like, okay, on your right, you'll see the garbage can. You go like behind the enclosure areas for all the animals in Africa that you can see just walking from the outside if you want to follow that path and walk and see them from the outside. However, sometimes it's kind of nice just to sit down for a bit. Number 7, the aviaries that they have in ZooTampa are cool. They actually have 2 of them. The main one is right off that center circle area that you see when you first walk in. They have another one that's not as large in the Asia area. And birds here in Florida are a thing. The predatory birds they have out here are kind of amazing to watch. As a matter of fact, I was just looking out my window a bit ago and there was this bird walking across a bush all slow, looking to stalk a lizard to eat. And I'm thinking, man, thank God that I am not a lizard or a fish or something around here, because these birds in Florida, if you're smaller than them, are absolutely terrifying. And if you're bigger than them, they're absolutely amazing to watch. So the aviaries here where you can walk in and through them, the birds are kind of flying around loose in there, walking around you and everything. It's a cool thing. The number 8 reason to visit the zoo is that it's a really nice zoo with a lot of varieties of different animals. You've seen a lot of them as we've been doing this video, but they've even got some I've never even heard of. Like, I don't claim to be the world's leading expert on animals, but I kind of know, one animal from another, and you come upon a sign, you're like, what the heck? How do you even say that word? What's a binturong or whatever? It's the slowest damn thing you've ever seen. That's what it is. And they've got other, like deer, the lowland nyalas. I still don't know what that is, but it was absolutely cool to watch. And they've just such a wide variety of animals that it is absolutely amazing. You don't feel ripped off by any means at all. Number 9 reason to visit the park, and again, going along with that Disney type feel that you get there, the park is super clean. The bushes are landscaped perfectly. You don't see garbage all over the ground. You don't see any garbage on the ground, as a matter of fact. And the employees, if you ever need to ask a question or stop, or you want to ask somebody about an animal or something, they're all very knowledgeable and they are super nice all the time. Number 10, even when the parking lot is full, the park never feels overcrowded. I don't like being smashed together with a ton of different people. Kind of freaks me out being all crammed in with a bunch of people. But on the day that I did a lot of this shooting, you can see from the pictures it's not smashed. And the parking lot was actually very full. So the parking lot was full. There were like 4 or 5 different schools visiting the area. So you'd see 20 kids all wearing yellow shirts or red shirts, keeping them together or whatever. But the whole place didn't feel crowded at all. So I think they do a good job of limiting the size by the size of the parking lots. And it's nice. Everybody spreads out in there really, really nicely. By the way, speaking of the parking lot, just made me think about getting here. If you cross the street to the east at that section of Lowry Park and then walk down to the Hillsborough River, there's a water taxi spot there. Don't plan on taking the water taxi from downtown thinking, hey, this would be cute. We'll go downtown, we'll take the water taxi up to the zoo, visit the zoo, take the water taxi back. Because even though there is a water taxi stop, and even though that water taxi stop has hours that the taxi's coming, the taxi's not coming. It hasn't come to this spot in years. I called the water taxi to confirm that with them, and they said, yeah, we don't go there. I said, you probably should take your sign down then. That was a long time ago, and they haven't taken their sign down, so I don't plan on that happening anytime soon. But don't sit around waiting for the water taxi to take you to Lowry Park, because it's not going to happen. And that's the video. The bottom line is that if you go to ZooTampa at Lowry Park, you won't be disappointed. It's a very, very nice zoo. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to hear more, check out the podcast. It's Exploring Tampa, Florida, and Beyond. In episode 16, I go into detail about ZooTampa as well as many other animal sanctuaries in the area, as well as I tell my water moccasin story in that one. In episode 17, Pam and I talk about Busch Gardens and the zoo there. And in episode 18, I discuss 2 of the largest aquariums in the Tampa area. So if you've enjoyed this, you might enjoy that as well. Again, thank you for listening and enjoy your day. Have a good one.